Okay, so listen, we're getting pretty close to the end of the season, and honestly, I think one of the best deals that the Habs made during this offseason was one that was very controversial at the time, and that, of course, is the trade which sent a fan favorite in Max Domi, along with a third-round pick, to the Columbus Blue Jackets in exchange for power forward Josh frickin' Anderson. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at this trade. Now that, it's fair to say we're nearly one season in, we'll take a look at some hilarious Reddit comments that were made at the time of the deal and, sit back and just have a chit-chat about both of these fellas. But first, if you're new here and you're a fan of the Habs or just hockey in general, please consider subscribing to my channel as I upload hockey content daily and would really enjoy if you guys tagged along for the ride. So yeah, with all that shit out of the way, let's take a trip down memory lane here. All the way back to when the Habs somehow, made it to the playoffs last season despite having a hideous record. During the playoffs, we saw both Nick Suzuki and Jesperi Kotkaniemi make significant jumps in their performance, which resulted in poor old Max Domi getting shimmied on down to the fourth line. Now, Domi was definitely frustrated from this, and I think many Habs fans were suspecting some kind of shit to go down during the offseason. And to make a long story short, it sure as hell did. As Bergevin said goodbye to Domi and said hello to Mr. Josh Anderson. Now, many Habs fans, were not very happy with this at all. You see, Josh Anderson had an injury-riddled season and did not put up many points. Of course, at the time, this was a scary situation for Habs fans who felt emotionally attached to Domi. Imagine that, the city of Montreal being attached to a Domi. As a guy who watched a lot of hockey in the 90s and early 2000s, you can't make that shit up. Now guys, please, go to your cupboard, grab some popcorn, microwave that shit up, sit back, and let's enjoy some of these old Reddit comments together. Here's a good one. You can't treat a third-round pick as worthless. That makes no sense. Even as a one-for-one, the Habs are losing this trade. No idea why you would throw away a 78th overall pick as well. Look at that. This guy actually had 17 upvotes, man. What the hell? Jeez, the Habs can barely make a good pick when they got a top 10, let alone a 78th. Some of these guys, I tell you. Okay, moving on. Hey, not necessarily. Anderson is 26. He's had one 27-goal and 47-point season. Not that spectacular. He could be solid. He could also be meh. But at best, I doubt he's going to be that much better than Domi. Perhaps in some areas, but not in others. I see people keep saying that others are overvaluing Anderson, but I also think people are highly undervaluing what Domi did with us too. Now, this guy only has 2 upvotes, but I think that's just because John Tortorella, he probably made like 20 different Reddit accounts, got on here, and just downvoted the shit out of that. So let's move on to the next one. Oh, this is a dandy. Look at this. 25 upvotes. Huh. I think Anderson will fit in well, but I don't see how this makes us any better. Well, bud, you might want to second guess that one. Moving on to the next one. This guy has 56 upvotes. Crazy to think that Domi had 72 points 2 years ago as a center and now just got traded for a winger coming off a 4-point season. Now, this is the truth. This actually did happen. But, if you're going to compare Anderson's worst season against Domi's best, then, how is that fair? Come on, man. Give your head a shake. Moving on to the next one, and this one, this is a personal favorite of mine. Look at this, 11 upvotes. 11 people agreed with this, possibly more. He goes on to say, attaboy, Bergevin, you fucking idiot. Nasty, just nasty. Now listen, before you guys all jump in the comment section and start grilling me like yesterday's T-bone steak, I know, at the time, fans, they were concerned. And with the season Josh Anderson had just gone through, those concerns were legit, man. I had them too. It seemed a little risky, but, I kind of like to envision that maybe management really took their time and they knew that Josh Anderson's shoulder was at 100% before making the deal. Maybe I'm just giving him too much credit here, but hey, that's what I like to think, right? And really, there's a lot of term in both of these contracts right now, so we're going to be having this debate annually around here. As long as Anderson remains a member of the Habs. Now, just for shits and giggles, or giggles and shits, let's bring up their statistics here and as you can see at first glance, they're not all that far apart, even right now. Josh Anderson does have 5 more points than Domi in 5 less games, but Big Josh Anderson does have 10 more goals than Domi, and has been quite a treat for us to watch. Here's where things get a little interesting though. At the plus-minus department, look at that. Josh Anderson is a -1 right now. Yeah, not much to brag about here. But Max Domi is currently sitting at a -18, man. Whew, I damn near threw up there, guys. Now, putting aside the statistics here, okay? Throw these in the garbage. Let's have a quick chat about how both of these guys have, fit in with their new teams. And we'll start things off with Josh Anderson. And I mean, this guy has commanded so much respect, not only from his teammates, but from around the league. He's made a lot of these Reddit comment guys eat a plate full of crow. And I mean, he's deserved every ounce of his praise so far. He recently gained praise from his teammates and head coach Dominique Ducharme after his performance during last night's game against the Oilers. You see, Anderson, he made some comments before that game that the team needed to treat every game like a playoff game. And holy shit, he sure as hell led by example, potting 2 goals that game and damn near getting a hat trick when the net was empty at the end of the game. So yeah, he now has 17 goals in 41 games, which is half of a regular NHL season. Holy shit, my math skills are on fire right now. Therefore, he would be on pace for 34 goals in 82 games. Jeez, I'm on a roll, man. Holy shit, why stop now? Now, as for Max Domi, the guy probably wasn't very happy about playing on the 4th line in Montreal, but, he kind of found himself on the 4th line in Columbus as well eventually this season. He has been in John Tortorella's doghouse for quite some freaking time now, let me tell you. Things have not been really peachy for this guy in Columbus so far. I think he has been playing decent offensively. However, he has struggled mightily in his own end of the rink once again and has been called out now on a couple of occasions by head coach John Tortorella. Tortorella. And while this may not be a popular opinion amongst fans, I personally feel like a lot of Domi's struggles are between his ears, man. He lacks confidence. His frustration shows on the ice for sure, which leads to him taking so many boneheaded penalties. It's a clear indication of how frustrated he gets in general, right? So, for instance, when this guy hears criticism like that from the coach, I don't think this is the right approach for Max Domi. It almost feels like he needs to be handled with a John Mural comb. Haha. Had to get you in here, Mural. Or a fine-tooth comb, as most people like to say. Patrick Laine, another great example. Like Pierre-Luc Dubois, he just ran out of town. He didn't like playing for Torts either. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anyway, guys, from a Habs fan, I am thrilled with this trade so far. There are no complaints from me whatsoever. However, the future durability of Josh Anderson as he plays the rough and tumble kind of game will be a huge factor in deciding a winner or a loser in this trade in the future. But so far, 1 season in, I'm pretty happy with this. Things are looking good. Alright, so that does it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Head down to that comment section and let me know how you felt about this trade when it had originally happened and how you feel about it right now. And be honest with me, jeez, it's just me, man. Oh yeah, and have a good day.